including. So in order to offer more and more to MP adopters in the future. So it's using the USSD, I repeat, it's kind of part of GSM, and for the alerts it's using also for automatic alert. So for the bill, when the bill is due, we use the SMS channel, to notify the customer for that. So this is our beautiful service to the consumer, and this is my speech. So thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Mr. Nuria. So we have heard very interesting views, positions, solutions of our distinguished speakers. We even start discussing now about mobile applications. So I think we have a lot of ground to open our roundtable discussion. So let me call to join me on the stage our speakers for the keynote panel. Mr. Arsen Kurti, Country Manager from Microsoft. Hello, welcome. Mr. Zenki Likonskendai, CEO of CCS Group. Hello, welcome. Mr. Samir Mekic, Account Manager Sales from Cisco. Hello, welcome. Mr. Nikos Santani, Senior Product Manager, Telco Software from InfoCom Telecom. Mr. Lorenzo Gonzalez, Strategies for EMEA, for Enterprise Group EMEA from HP. Mr. Murat Gurkas, Marketing Director from Eagle Mobile. Hello. Mr. Elvis Bregu, New Products and Service Supervisor from Vodafone Albania. Hello, welcome. And Mr. Ionas Bandeka, CEO from MStat. Welcome. Welcome, first of all, and thank you very much for joining us today in our conference. Mr. Fioroiano, I'm sorry. Okay, then I will start the questions from you. We have a quite big panel for our discussion, and we have almost 1 hour in front of us to listen to your views, positions, and of course to share with us your experience from other countries and from other projects. So I will not make a long introduction. I will prefer you to have more time to speak. So I will start the first introductory round of questions with you, Mr. Kurti. What is your view and position in the local market?
Thank you very much for inviting me to this.
I don't know if is it on?
Should be okay.
Okay.
First of all, thank you for inviting me to this conference and to just explain what is the Microsoft position on the market. We opened the office in Albania in 2008 after signing the strategic partnership agreement with the government of Albania, and since then we have been focused a lot on the market development, specifically with the partners, because our business model is the deployment of the technology through the partners. We have direct model, but indirect model mainly is focused on the partner ecosystem, and this is even the main focus when Microsoft opened the office in Albania, to increase the number of partners working with Microsoft technology, and the other part is to develop the capacity of the partners, specifically on our technology, to become closer to the customers. We do have a very good customer base, small, medium enterprise, corporate business, from financial industry, telco industry, and of course from government, because government is mainly our main customer, but of course even our partner. In the beginning, it was a little bit challenging because the market was not very well developed, specifically on the software industry. And the main focus of Microsoft in the market is, of course, software industry and software development. This was the reason that we are trying to push our partners to develop as much as they can solutions which are on our platforms to come close to the customer needs and of course to work together with them to generate more demand in the market. So the dynamics of the business is changing, the global economy is changing, and then this is making even the partners to change their business model. So now we don't count on the partners just the classical model of the partners. We have the telco industry, which are not anymore like just voice and data. So these guys are now jumping to the IT industry as IT companies. So I don't consider Vodafone, AMC, and other players just as a telco companies. They are IT service providers in the sense that the trend is going to infrastructure as a service application, and they are offering the market, at least from our global experience, those companies are offering to their customers even IT solutions or let's say turnkey solutions. They offer all hardware, software, licenses, support, and which is of course bundled with their core business, which is data and voice. The other part of our engagement in the market has been with the government. We did have very successful projects with the cloud computing. This is the first case in the Central Eastern Europe where the government of Albania is a case study already on Microsoft as the first implementer of the private cloud in the government. And this is a really very successful implementation, which gives a lot of success to the government because they're optimizing their services. They're standardizing their services because before it was every ministry or every IT agency, they're having their platforms or maybe not very well standardized, but now with the new cloud offerings, cloud services, this is really, let's say, state-of-the-art technology deployment in the government. And as Mr. Hassan mentioned before, the next level will be the application. So,
and that has come this runs already for 1 year.
Right, yeah. For 1 year, Microsoft and the government, we deploy it on the government. And now we're going to the second level, which is the application layer. So we're pushing the partners and the government to increase number of applications, which means more e-services. And the third pillar for Microsoft in the market has been education. So we have a strategic agreement with the Ministry of Education. We have partnering learning agreement with the Ministry of Education. The focus is on the K-12 to work with the education sector, specifically with the teachers, how to use technology on the teaching process. And then this has been a very successful initiative. We have in yearly basis the Innovation Teacher Forum, which is organized every February. And we invite the teachers from the K-12 high schools and elementary schools from all the schools in the country to present their initiatives and their ideas how to use technology on the teaching process. And the other part is with the universities. The main focus has been to introduce a Microsoft IT Academy in the market. We do have already 4 or 5 IT Academy. We are working with the vocational schools, with the Ministry of Education to have all the 17 vocational schools, technical schools to be Microsoft IT Academy. And then the other part, what we are doing is we need to identify talents in the market. And what we are doing, we organized the Imaging Hub Albania last year for the first time. And this was a very good event because we have more than 120 developers from different universities. They created teams of 4 developers and just presenting their innovative ideas about new apps and how to use more technology on the business side plus on the society. And then this has been mainly the focus on from Microsoft perspective.
More time, I'll give you the next round to go deeply to applications. Thank you. Mr. Konskede, what is your view and position in the local market?
So, first of all, I see this conference very useful for all of us. It's the culture that we have and tradition that we have to create and to rely on it because it's the only way to go and to progress, have a progress. About CCS, I have to say that is a local brand. Next year we are celebrating 20th anniversary. So being so long in the market with the pros and cons, you are part of the progress of the country, you are part of maturity of the market and the society in general. CCS Group consists of 3 companies. One is CCS, even by name you can see that it's computer and copier systems. So it means that we are infrastructure and hardware focused on that, working closely with worldwide vendors, HP, Xerox, IBM, etc. And having a wide range of accounts and market segments. from retail up to business, small, medium enterprise, government, and key accounts. Being part of those 20 years changing and challenging in Albania, we have been focused as a local players on services, and we are the first company that provides 7 days, 24 hours, 4 hours response time on the critical application and critical service, thanks to HP and IBM competence that we have. And CCS is still continuing on that, and we are focused on services. The other company bringing a different approach in the market is Tetra Solutions, which is a pure system integrator focused not more than 20 accounts. And through Tetra, we brought to the market the new mentality of going to the customer and trying to identify the needs. So growing together with the customer needs and providing the best on-site services. And we have congestionary service to some accounts, and even we have developed our solution on ERPs and some other services. The other company is in the quite new segment, but very important, especially for countries like Albania, when the formality and informality is a point, still a point, is a company that is focused on GIS, Geographic Information System. And still now in Albania, there are only two problems. The land policy, who is the proprietor, who is owner of the land, and honestly, even the populations, who we are, where we are, still, we have to work on that, which means talking on secure information, or we call degenerated database. Still, this is something that we have to work on that. Even we are passing 100 years tradition as state builder governance, we have to work a lot on that. And all the time, information technology is a servant, is a part of the growth. It's a part of the chain of values, chain of supplies. If you are going to be focused as IT for IT, is a problem. We are going to have a problem. So with those three companies, we are going to be part of developing and part of the issues that have to be covered with this country.
Thank you very much.
Vedita to everyone, and I'm very sorry I speak no Albanian, but I'm improving each day. My name is Samir Mekic, I'm account manager for service provider Elena on behalf of Cisco here. And my company started in 1984 as a networking company. We were at that time pioneers of internet protocol, or IP, that we have heard so much today and every day about now. And it's very nice to see that there is so much traction now about it after so many years. Meanwhile, Cisco has transformed itself from being a networking company to a solution provider. And solutions we provide is actually ICT solutions. They are complete and ranging from service providers, where we are one of the main players on transformation of traditional service provider from a bit provider or a bandwidth provider to something that we call actually experience provider, which I will elaborate maybe later. Besides this service provider solutions, we have enterprise and SMB solutions also. So you may say that anywhere you go in ICT will step on us very easily. Cisco has a reputation of someone who has provided the most secure solutions for, especially for banking industry and for government. We are well adapted and known as someone who is providing very secure solutions for your data. These days, talking about this change from bit provider to experience provider, we are focusing on three main pillars. Those are a data center for cloud operation and cloud services, mobility and video. We see lots of increase in video traffic, and we expect this traffic will basically be the majority of the traffic on the internet in the following years, the video. So this is a focus of ours. We do not have office in Albania, but we are present many years in Albania through our partners, through our local companies. The philosophy of Cisco is, since we do provide the solutions, maybe we do not need to, one of the previous slides, they say, cheap service is equal to a low quality service. This is why we believe that the education is something that we have to work on together. As we see, the numbers of penetration for mobile are huge in Albania. That's because our gentlemen from Telecom are celebrating 100 years. They offer service of telephony. So within 100 years, everybody learned how to use telephony. At the same time, we see very low penetration of the mobile data. It's many reasons, for that, and it's not only education. It is also education. It is a format of the screen and applications that we talked about, But what you will see from Cisco is a push for education, educating end customer about the value proposition of a service provider or anyone that is offering it, educating partners to deliver complicated and demanding solutions to service providers, and then working with service providers so they understand that the change from beat provider to experience provider is somewhere that they have to go. If we keep on working just on low beat numbers, low price per bit, it will take this market nowhere. So I believe this is just enough for
Yeah, I agree. Education, I think, is an issue that we will have to discuss a lot, because it will move forward all these services, e-services that we don't see. It will not possible to see actually growth, what we say, of productivity coming from such data flow.
When we try to explain the necessity to actually adopt more services, I usually come to a point where people in Albania tell me, there is no market for such a thing in Albania. And I personally, as someone who doesn't live here, actually believe that there is a market for luxury in Albania. If you consider all this ICT as a luxury, when I go to the street, I see more matte painted luxury cars than anywhere else in Europe, So it really clearly tells me that there is a market for luxury in Albania. Albanians would like to be, fancy and up to date. But what I conclude is that education is basically missing, and we have to work very hard with the end customers.
Let's not cover it now, but also during the next round of questions. Thank you very much, Mr. Messi. So, Mr. Chandanis, coming to you. Intracom is a well-known vendor, but what is your view versus a service provider?
Good afternoon. Thank you very much for the invitation. It's a pleasure to be with you. I'd like to correlate my answer with what we saw today here. It was an excellent opportunity to see a very good overview of the situation in Albania. I have to admit that I was impressed by the so many activities, initiatives, developments that currently take place in the local market. We saw the speakers in this panel, in this session and the previous one, to speak about portals, about deployment of broadband network, about national broadband agenda, about e-government applications, and so many other things that clearly show that this country is building a critical mass in terms of creating its digital infrastructure. This is very important because this means that sometime in the not so distant future, we will see what we call a tipping point, a point where the things will start to accelerate and many more developments to start happening in a faster pace. We could make 3 remarks on these developments. First of all, as the experts say, anything that can be digital will become eventually digital sooner or later, and I'm sure that we see this here in this market. Second, once we have built the infrastructure, and I believe that the broadband infrastructure is very well laid, a lot of progress has been made, it's time to monetize the infrastructure. It is the time where the various players need to come here and create the various e-services, m-services, and so on and so forth. And finally, once the players keep on coming more and more, we will see a kind of digital ecosystem, which is something like a digital value chain. And so the challenge for the players in this value chain is how to find a way to add value and for the customers to recognize. So in conclusion, I'd like to say that InfoCom Telecom Albania, with the portfolio of services and products that we have, we are here to help the Albanian both private and public sector to make all the necessary steps for this digital transition.
Thank you very much, Mr. Gonzalez. Mr. Gonzalez, welcome. We hear that cloud is about productivity and efficiency, but also a key growth enabler. How
backend systems? Cloud is at the core of digital revolution, because cloud means the capability for individual and business users to have immediate and flexible access to the services they need, without any entry fee, including buying assets. I need a service, I use it. This is what we experience as individuals by using any app on our smartphones, tablet, or whatsoever. There is a big impact of cloud on ecosystems. Look at the small businesses, for instance. In Canada, we have a customer that is GS1 Canada that is providing services to 100 of players in the food value chain for food record system. They standardize the way to input information into a food record system to decrease the time to rebuild the distribution chain when there is an alarm for food from 42 days to 1 hour. That means that the impact in terms of administrative tasks to all the players in that value chain is incredibly decreased. It's a big value on their operational efficiency in terms of business efficiency. And they have access to standardized information to do even more. This is the new market that is coming to service providers. There is a big opportunity not only to deliver the services with a story of on-top players, over-the-top players that are forcing the service providers to minimal differentiation in terms of transport and having them to cover all the costs for the backbone infrastructure. But the opportunity is also to deliver, to create and aggregate services to all unique local ecosystem. Because global provider cannot differentiate their value proposition for simple industrial reasons to what each local ecosystem can do. The opportunity is so to enable independent software vendors, software houses, communities, manufacturer districts, public sector organization to create their own set of local services and deliver them through the cloud. Avoiding to introduce any barrier to the user of services because of buying assets. As small or medium business, I will not. As a small local public organization, I couldn't. The risk is to focus too much on technology. Technology is a tool, not the goal of the cloud. Cloud is about delivering services and to enable the digital revolution. And technology must be used in terms of elements that each local service provider can aggregate effectively to deliver effectively at an appropriate cost in terms of services through multiple channels to any kind of users, enabling aggregation of these services as we do, for instance, for Turkcell, where enable Turkcell to be a one-stop shopping to small, medium business for each cloud service, or Swisscom to deliver unified communication and collaboration solutions through the cloud, or SFR that was able to deliver cloud services in a very short time frame to users. This is where service providers can add value to their local ecosystems and make our business in a unique way.
Thank you very much, Mr. Gonzalez. Mr. Gurkas, first of all, as a mobile operator, considering Albania's geographical morphology, could the wireless network become the broadband network? And as far as you know, Eagle recently acquired the 3G license. It turned on?
Hello, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Murat Gürkaş. I am the mobile marketing director of Eagle Mobile and Telecom. By the way, we are at the last days of finalizing our merger together with Telecom and Eagle Mobile. So I'm not only representing the mobile side, but I will give you a focus from the both fixed broadband and the mobile broadband side related with your question. So as Telecom, we are also celebrating our 100 years, like Albania's 100-year independence. So we are one of the oldest companies of Albania, having the intense experience, telecom experience in this country, and also we are one of the youngest mobile operators, having that motivation, energy to add more services to this telecommunication portfolio. Regarding your question, I will answer your question from the two perspectives, as I told you. Mobile broadband will not be the future, but for sure mobile is the future. Just as an example, in 2018, the world population is expected to be 8 billion, and 5 billion population will be using mobile phones. And 2.5 billion of them are expected to use mobile broadband.
And with a 190% penetration.
Yeah, so
you can imagine this number.
But one of the important developments in the recent years in telecommunication is for sure rise of broadband technology, and it is symbiotic relationship, mutual relationship between the fixed broadband technologies. But I'm expecting mobile broadband, I'm not expecting mobile broadband to replace the fixed broadband, especially at the home broadband requirements or connectivity, at the same level as the fixed broadband. And of course, this is important. It will not be at the same. It will be more expensive than the price levels of the fixed broadband. This is one of the important issues. For sure, mobile broadband brings lots of flexibility, advantages, especially in the areas where it is cost prohibitive to make some investments on fixed access technology. It will make easy for the operators to make some mobile broadband investments. And of course, when the fixed broadband customer gets out of his home, for sure there will be a necessity of Wi-Fi, 3G, WiMAX, those kind of technologies. So mobile broadband is an opportunity more than a threat for the fixed broadband operators. And mobile broadband will not replace fixed broadband. So I'm not expecting a fixed mobile substitution, which happened in voice in the last 20 years. So it is not the case in broadband. So broadband is different to voice. Just a latest news about the test which has happened in the Verizon America in the last weeks. They are testing 100 gigabit per second fiber optic laser tests through that fixed broadband technology. And you know, the well-known operators, the 3G operators, are proud to say that our 3G speed is 5 megabit, 10 megabit, etc. But you know, 100 gigabit is equal to 100,000 megabits of connectivity.
It is not comparable, I think.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. You want to add something?
I mean, we are aware of our responsibilities. Last words, let me wrap up. Because we are one of the, or maybe the only one, mobile and fixed broadband company in Albania. So, of course, after the privatization of Telecom, and we are operating in the market for the last five years, the people have seen this change. And that's why this kind of, I mean, this is also one of the reasons these kind of organizations are being held. By the increasing of the service quality, increasing of the broadband, people became more aware of the technology, and we are very happy to contribute Albania's ICT and broadband development.
Thank you very much. Mr. Brego?
Yes, hello. Thank you very much for inviting me in such a panel. First of all, I would like to say that it is impressive because I was thinking during all the presentations, and I joined Vodafone in 2002 January, and back at the time it was totally out of any discussion thinking about this stuff. So we were discussing at the time Vodafone, as well as all the other telecommunications, as Mr. Kurti said as well, were totally telecommunications companies. And we were focusing in providing services such as basic services like voice and the SMS messages. So what we all are discussing today is a huge improvement, and I think being part and having witnessed all this transformation during the years of our organization and as well all the other organizations, it's very good to see that the time has changed, and now the customers are asking and are more demanding on such services. So I think everything those nowadays is related to what the customers are requesting. So we, in general, in Vodafone, we are very customer eccentric. So we try to understand what the customers are asking, and therefore we are trying to working on providing products and services that are covering the customer needs. And I am working in a team that is especially developing data services and applications, as well as solutions for individual customers and corporate customers or SME customers. And I will have to confirm, as well as the other participants in the panel, that there is a huge need for such services. This is also related to the fact that we have a country that is developing really fast. So we are a really fast developing country, and all the companies and all the businesses are running into its own development processes. So they are all the time trying to introduce new systems, and they are all the time trying to introduce innovative systems. If we look at the customer perspective, I would say that our customers nowadays have become very innovative and very demanding. By saying this, I mean that we see every day requests for new services, and as we said also, we saw also in previous presentations, we have very huge penetration of devices. So being a mobile operator, we see there is a very good opportunity here, and we have already started to seek this opportunity and providing services in this area.
To start providing mobile services.
Yes.
What do you think of Mr. Badekas, to go further with applications? How do you see e-apps and dynamics for the local market?
Okay. Hello from me. Thank you very much for what you said, because and also from what I've heard from other speakers makes me really happy, because I feel I'm in the right place. My company is a valued service provider for mobile phones. it was established in 2001, and we've been developing services from SMSs to all kind of mobile services. And right now we're in the application of mobile applications for smartphones. So I feel that the need is there. So everybody that has spoken about mobile is pushing for mobile services. We've seen that need in other markets as well. Albania at the moment has all the infrastructure to use those services, so it is a very good opportunity to grab the ideas that you have and develop the services and offer it to your customers. What we do is we are a business-to-business provider, a technology provider. So you come with your ideas and we shape it up, develop the services. Our value added on this is the user interface, a friendly user interface, because after all the mobile app, what it does is a friendly way to use the broadband services from the networks. So that's it from me.
Thank you very much, Mr. Baltekas. Mr. Tsioroiano, I did not forget you this time.
No problem.
So how can Intel contribute for the implementation of such services enabling e-apps, m-apps applications?
So first of all, thank you very much for the invitation, and actually for us it's a good moment because our first steps in Albania were done actually last year in the same time to the 3rd edition of the forum. So this was our first contact with Albania, and actually it was a long journey. We started in '68 as a company, and at the end of the first year we had 12 employees and a total business of $2,000. And now at the end of 2011 we have 100,000 employees and a total business of $54 billion. So it was a long journey to be here in Albania as well. We are facing indeed some tough times. I think we are, what my colleagues are saying more and more, is that we are facing an inflection point into the industry. And if we are looking to the IDC view for 2020, for example, we are talking about 1.9 billion PCs. But in the same time, we are talking about 2.9 billion mobile phones. And we are talking about plus 2 billion plus consumer electronic devices. And the most important part, we are talking about 25 billions embedded products, where, for example, our chips can be. So we are seeing this inflection point, and Intel actually is not anymore the same company that you all know. Intel is very well known, or was very well known, of, you know, like a hardware producer.
Processors.
Exactly, we're doing processors, chipsets. Actually now we are not talking anymore about hardware. We are talking about software, and this was actually interesting for me as well, because we do have a couple of thousands of employees that are working in our software division, and actually it was interesting to find that if this division will be a standalone company, will be among 10 companies in the world on software side. We are talking about services and we are talking about applications. This was the reason why Intel, for example, bought McAfee, the security company, in order to implement security to the level of chipsets. So basically, after all this presentation about Intel, I think will not be a surprise to discuss about cloud. And actually this is our strategy as well, and we are supporting the open cloud strategy for 2015. This is a strategy where actually we are looking for federated, client-aware and automated clouds. What is federated? Actually we are supporting the growing of the adoption of the private and public and of course hybrid cloud. When it's about client aware, we are talking about application, and we are talking about cloud that will be aware of the devices that the final user, the end user are using. No matter it's the smartphone, the tablet, or the ultrabook, or the PC, the cloud to be aware and to adapt and to offer the best applications in order to have the best user experience. And last but not least, to talk about automated clouds that can offer applications, mobile applications and electronic applications. What was done manually 2 years ago, and actually this is a kind of a, let's say, business case from our IT department. What was done by our IT department 3 years ago in 2009, and took 45 days in order to give to the employees, access to different applications, now it takes, using the cloud technology, it takes only 15 minutes. And most important, the savings done by the IT department in the last 2 years were $9 million, which it is an important amount. So we are going in this direction. We are supporting the cloud strategy. And last but not least, of course, together with our partners from Microsoft, we have big hopes on Windows 8. We have our partners from the hardware industry where actually they prepare plenty of products based on Windows 8. And we are not talking only about the PCs, but we are talking also about the phones and the tablets, because you'll see actually very soon that we are doing plenty of steps in this direction. Tablets, smartphones based on Intel, and of course we are talking about the relevant applications for these devices.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chadriano. So, coming back to Microsoft and Mr. Burka, what is your proposition for services and solutions, and what is your experiences from other countries or projects that could possibly apply in Albania's E&M sector?
Actually, it's really very interesting topic about the e-services and M services. Of course, Microsoft focuses a lot on the cloud services, which is we offer our product, which is called Office 365. Very soon it will be available in the market as well in Albania. And this is a cloud-based service that Microsoft is offering worldwide. But on the other hand, as I mentioned before, our focus is a lot working with the partners, because we do the same model, business model. We work through partners. We don't have vertical solutions for each industry, but work with the partners to transfer our knowledge and know-how for a specific topic, and then we develop the application together with our partners or ISVs worldwide. And to make this relevant in the market, we have a lot of solutions which are very relevant for the market in the sense of ERP and CRM. And I would like to mention that since Microsoft started to operate in the market, we have a huge increase on the ERP penetration in the market, specifically Dynamics Navision and Dynamics CRM on the banking sector. And this is the case that I'm just saying the benefit of Microsoft in the market on the e-service and e-industry is just because of the introduction of new technology through the partners. We have so far several partners who do deployment of these services. We have, of course, solutions for the mobile applications, which are based on Microsoft technology and which are already applied in the market. So this is basically the focus of Microsoft on the e-services. And of course, as I said, the future of the IT is mobility and mobile. So the mobile applications, it will be critical. And that's why we'll start working with the local telco companies to introduce the new applications on the mobile. And of course, government is really a key player and key stakeholder for this one. We have an initiative together with government, which is called Open Government Data Initiative, OGDI, when the government of Albania signed an agreement with the Obama administration and the different countries worldwide, I guess 46 countries, which already signed this agreement. The intention is to introduce the mobile applications or web applications, but to refer to the data which are publicly from the government, from different institutions. And I guess this will be even the future for new e-services in the market.
Thank you very much. Mr. Konfedek, what is your proposition for services and solutions? I understand that you are also offering outsourcing services.
It's time now for that, absolutely. But we have to see the history of the market. The market is matured enough now, and when I'm saying the market, not ITC market, not Telecom market, I'm saying for Albanian market. I remind very well, when we started, everybody was not clear for using a PC, not the real need. They were more interested to have a copier, it was more useful to have a copier than to have a PC. And in the very beginning, 92, PC was alone, just to play solitaire alone. So now we have discussion for data and for content. So services should come, the maturity of the market is coming. What I remind, again, I remind very well when financial players came, because the first IT real serious players came from banking sector. I do not see the day, but maybe it should be in this event. And telcos. They started even with somehow monopoly. When you are the first, you have some monopoly position with a lot of needs they didn't found in the local market. So they build up a lot of things in-house. I remind very well AMC, I remind very well other banks, and they created in their organization a big IT team, which, in my opinion, is not useful anymore. It's needed, absolutely, but now, due to the competition, due to the market different structure, is the time for outsourcing. And we locals understood that, and we understood that the only value that you can have in the market is people, the staff. In the end, there was a well-known sentence that the soldier is the army. You can have rockets, you can have a lot of technology, but only people makes the differentiation. So it's the time for a real head-to-head collaboration, and I strongly believe on outsourcing. Outsourcing is the best way to have cost efficiency and to be competitive in the market and to give the opportunity to the market to grow. Because we locals or we ITC players can't learn and can't be ready for the market without such kind of collaboration. And this local knowledge is necessary even due to the Confucius sentence. Confucius is a very interesting sentence. He's saying that if I give you a fish, you can eat it for the day. But if I teach you how to fish, you are going to have fish for all of the life. So all people in the table are welcome in my country. They are coming here for money, not only for pleasure, everybody knows that. But, it's very important but, you have to see that if you are looking this market only to get, without creating consumer ports, everybody is losing. We discussed today about service, we discussed today about infrastructure. For what we talk today, I can say simply with another similarity. We talk today about background, about big players, Ericsson, etc. This is similar with one construction company that is clever enough to build up a highway. We talk about highway, yes, we can build it. We talk about car makers that will pass in this highway, yes, very good. We talk for people like me that provide services to maintenance the car, to maintenance the road. My problem is, and these are differences of country to country. This shows how one economy is developed and one economy is on developing process. If I pass by car in Italy, one line of the highway is with full trucks. And those trucks has content, has data. Very important. They have work inside. And this means content, important. If you are passing, unfortunately, from Tirana to Kukos, still there are not many trucks. There are many cars, personal cars, so people are going to have a lunch in Pedestrian, but still there is not goods delivery. Everybody has to think about that. It's very serious issue. If you produce a technology for technology, who is going to consume it? And another proposal that I have to this event is that this CEO meeting, next time maybe, is better to be with CEOs of my country that are giving good and important contribution to GDP of this economy, and how they use us for what they need us, how they see about us as partners, as just money takers, as people who provide Ferraris and I need Skoda. It's time to talk about it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Elkuskadai, for your comments. Mr. Mekic, to go back
to this discussion, it's hard to get back to the topic, actually.
Talk about luxury cars, huh? For the reason I started this way of discussion.
I agree. I mean, when we talk about e-government and then government and development of the local market and how this local market looks like to these people who are coming here to bring their own technology and solutions, actually this market has a great potential as we see it. And this is why we are pushing very hard in many different directions, in the direction of service providers, in the direction of government, in the direction of enterprises and small businesses. And we are also providing financing for those projects, you know, and that this kind of financing is very well adapted. And we were very lucky to push for some projects to become reality with even our own finance. Cisco is very uniquely positioned in this market of data center because it can offer something that no one else can offer. If you think about this cloud and what has been presented today, many presenters were focused on how cloud services, cloud applications should be available from any CPE, so any kind of device, or any kind of network, any kind of access network. Is it mobile? Is it Wi-Fi? Is it fixed? You know. And then, if you think about what this cloud will bring, it will bring a virtual desktop maybe for someone. And the way to access the computers over the network, you know. And then you have to think about security, of course. Lots of people were here from the banks or from the government. And what kind of data will trespass this path of this virtual desktop, you know. And who you are going to trust putting the governmental data or financial data of your bank to be hosted in the cloud, in the virtual data center. So Cisco is uniquely positioned because we can give you a way to certify the whole infrastructure of yours as a service provider. We can certify your data center to be secure and reliable enough for someone who is very sensitive to information. Everybody is, you know. We can certify you as a service provider to be reliable for any kind of customer. We can do this not only for data center itself, but we can certify your network and certify your any kind of network, even the mobile, because we are uniquely present in all kind of access technologies and all kind of networks. And we can also what we have done working on this infrastructure. We can do it. We can provide a way for secure configuration and movement of virtual machines across the data centers, which is uniquely presented on the market during the several technologies. Of course, we don't have too much time on that. Basically, to wrap it up, there is a lot of potential in this market, and the numbers that are presented in a report from United Nations Financial and Social Affairs Department showing that Albania is advancing in this way, but there is lots of room for improvement.
And growth. Thank you very much. Mr. Santanis, I think they note the comment you made during the break that you like the title, let the data flow, but you would prefer to let big data flow. So, two things. First of all, what is your value proposition, of course, but also, and to the rest, I kindly ask you to speed up a bit, because we will not have enough time to listen everybody on each position.
So,
yes.
The subtitle of this session reminds us of the significance of data, and very quickly I'd like to refer to a particular type of data which is called big data, and which all of us will start hearing more and more from now on more frequently. So what is exactly big data? It is data that are huge in volume, fast in velocity, and diverse in nature. They are everywhere, and it is the result of the digital activities either of a company or of a whole society. So what is special about it, and why should we care? I'll give a quick answer by referring to the example of the United Kingdom. A recent study quantified the value for the next 5 years of big data, and they came down with a huge number of 216 billion pounds as potential extra revenue, cost savings, and other benefits. Now, should Albania care about big data? In proportion, we can say that the benefits that a country may have from big data will be in a similar range like in the United Kingdom. So, is it easy to access it? The question comes to our mind. The answer is that you need special tools. And to this end, InfoCom Telecom has already invested in creating a new value proposition which is called Big Streamer. It is a collection of tools that help primarily telco providers, but secondarily any type of company, to get access to big data and capitalize on their value, conduct analytics, and have the so-called actionable intelligence. So just to give only one example, I'm pretty sure that the mobile operators can confirm that the customer churn is something very important. So imagine if you had the possibility of monitoring each and every individual subscriber out of the millions of them, being able to detect using complex algorithms in real time who of them are more suspicious of churning, and being able to trigger some retention bonuses, if we can call them like that, in order to change their decision and cancel the probability of them churning. So in conclusion, it seems that big data will become a very important aspect of several activities and products in the future.
Thank you very much. Mr. Gonzalez, can HP be the enabler of the ecosystem for the local players? And what are your examples from other projects for e-Albania services?
I would start remembering a slide presented by a speaker before us, saying that I'm not rich enough to buy cheap. To deliver service to this complex ecosystem, there is the cloud ecosystem at the end, because we are cloud users, and the enterprises will become more and more cloud users. We need to think into 3 dimensions: hybrid, open and portable services, and working at local ecosystem level. By hybrid, I mean that future of IT will be about having a mix of traditional cloud and managed services that are providing the unique value to the users as businesses or individuals. If I'm a small or medium enterprise, I can have commoditized services from the big cloud, specialized services from my ecosystem that the enterprises are working with, and having my unique differentiators in my home, maybe on a private cloud or public cloud environment, but directly controlled by me. That means that what I need is something to help me to deliver the best kind of service to my business users as a service provider. When talking about open and portable, one of our typical discussions about cloud is there is a lock-in. Cloud provider locks me in with because of a lack of open standards. There are open standards. HP is providing capabilities to provide bursting, so adding resources to your data center from an external cloud provider using OpenStack. It is an open standard. We are leading the definition of that open standard. The combination of these things should be translated not into commoditized technologies, but into rich elements that are providing piece of combination of enabling services that can be built in terms of more complex service by service providers. It is not just a long-term vision. It's something that, for instance, is what we call the converged infrastructure, the combination of servers, storage, networking, management, automation, and open standards that for us is called the cloud system matrix that can be built in 30 days to deliver a cloud environment for public or private services. In this way, Irish providers, Digital Planet, in 1 year delivered 1 million euros of revenues and decreased costs by 46%. McKesson, a healthcare service provider, reduced the number of resources in operations by 66% and time to market by 40 days in setting the new development environment to 1 day and more and more. So this combination is what you need to start to build cloud services, not to to waste your time with the implementation of a single piece of technology, but using technology to leverage and to create services. The last point is about the local ecosystem. Affording a cloud adventure, affording the digital revolution of new services means that you need to understand where to go, you need flexible financing, flexible financial models, scalable infrastructures, and more and more. HP launched a program called the Cloud Agile, designed for service providers wanting to afford this market. At the moment, we have more than 40 providers in the world that are partners with HP through Cloud Agile programs, small to larger service providers, with core marketing programs, flexible financing, having access to our resources, our channel, and working together to design and deliver services that is what actually matters to service providers.
Thank you very much, Mr. Gonzalez. Mr. Kurgas, your comment, what is your view for mobile e-services or M-services? And I don't know if you would like to share with us your any example of application services. But please be fast.
Of course, while providing the mobile services or e-services to the people, it requires a strong infrastructure. And thanks to our Telecom, which provides that really strong infrastructure to Albania. Before I came to here, I read from Wikipedia that the total length of the roads, highways, in Albania, including the roads in the city, total is around 1,500 kilometers. And the fiber optic infrastructure of Telecom is more than double of this amount. So we have more than 3,000 kilometers fiber optic infrastructure implemented currently, which is working fine in Albania. So having this kind of infrastructure, having 3G, so we are one of the newest 3G mobile operator by the way, having this kind of mobile broadband, fixed broadband services will enable the people using these e-services or mobile services. As Eagle Mobile, we are also one of the most innovative operator offering lots of value-added services, variety of value-added services to our customers. I can say that we are the first one who tried. We tried with a couple of months ago with micropayment with an M-payment service in one of the bars in the block area, which enables our customers to pay their coffee or whatever they have purchased from that bar from their mobile phone, from their mobile credit, mobile account. Of course, we are trying to enhance these services, but this was a start, and this was proving that people in Albania are eager to use this kind of innovative, such kind of services. Albania is, I can say, a little bit late for having this kind of M services or E services, but sometimes being late is a kind of chance to learn to have the lessons learned of the other countries, the mistakes of the other countries,
to gain from other
and to gain the experience, to have that experience, and not to make the same mistakes that the other countries have faced.
So there is a good chance that they will also go faster than other countries, learning from other lessons.
Sure. And also the focus of the government towards the citizens should not be like, should not be like seeing those people in the street like as citizens, but as customers. This should be the focus. So the government should think that these people living in this country are not the citizens but my customers. I am responsible for offering transparency, offering better quality, high quality services to citizens, to the customers. If we have this kind of perception, this kind of mindset of the government, this will also facilitate to offer better e-services and M-services to people in Albania. We also have the just cloud services, the data centers of Telecom. I know Albanian people don't like cloudy days, rainy days, but this cloud is something different which will make their business shiny and much more successful. So increasing the awareness among the people to use such kind of services, such kind of technology is also one of the main responsibilities of everybody, of media, operators, everybody dealing in the ICT technology. We have to increase this awareness to make these services used by people.
Thank you very much. Mr. Prego?
Yes, I would like to say that the first company that entered into the 3G area in Albania was Vodafone, and therefore we have already covered most of the country with the coverage and with a high bandwidth like 14.4 megabits. So said that, I would say that we are all discussing here about initiatives and ideas about e-solutions and M-solutions. And there are plenty of ideas around, and fortunately we already have few of them already in the market. Speaking of Vodafone Albania, we already have implemented very successfully health-based solution, let's say, which is a project from the Vodafone Albania Foundation, and it's called the Telemedicine Project. By using the Vodafone network, we have enabled a team of highly qualified medical teams to go into the remote areas, and they can on the spot make measurements and communicate with the center system, which is one very good hospital in Tirana, and immediately get the responses and get the values of the analysis and get also some suggestions on how to proceed further. There are several initiatives in Vodafone in this kind of area, and I can mention also the just newly launched My Vodafone, which is targeting mostly the individual and let's say the users of the services. We allow via a native application as well as a mobile web-driven application our customers to have full control of their information and of their purchases. They can choose products, they can buy services, enable and configure devices, etc. And all this stuff is done via the mobile handset using the 3G network. We are already working on projects like the M-Pesa, which is a very good initiative that will allow our customers to receive financials or money from the neighboring countries and use them into our network, or even cache them. So this is a project that is already running, and it will be launched very soon. In terms of e-solutions, I would mention here that we, as Vodafone, are looking forward also to get the best approaches also from the other companies, Vodafone companies that are already doing these projects into developing countries. So we have South Africa and examples of M-Pesa, or Indian examples for e-agriculture, which is again another project that we have just initiated, and by this project we intend to help and leverage on our network and help the most remote areas to communicate with each other in terms of agriculture, like agriculture operational wise and.
No, very good to see that such a project being implemented already, and hopefully to see the data. Thank you very much. So, Mr. Badekas, to start closing a bit the question, because we have already exceeded the time. I want to address you the question, but it is actually to all of you, how do you see the current situation, and what is your forecast for the applications for M-apps, e-apps market? What is needed to move forward?
Well,
we already heard a couple of comments from our colleagues regarding education, regarding government action. But let's make a quick round based on this topic and then to close the session.
Okay. Well, if we look at it from the end user perspective, what we had until recently was a PC at work probably, that somebody would spend 8 hours, 10 hours in front of the PC and then switch it off and go home. And that's it. Maybe that had a laptop that took it with him with no connection. So next day it would be again connection to the internet. And so what is happening now is that with broadband and mobile internet, you can have either tablets or portable devices that you can access the whole world of internet and have a lot of different opportunities. So now, even out of work, you're in the street, you receive an SMS, or you pay your bill, or you check your emails. You can play games with other people, and all this stuff can be done through your phone. So suddenly, through broadband, your mobile, if it's a smartphone, it connects you to the whole world and gives you a lot of opportunities. So this is changing consumer even needs gradually. So as long as the infrastructure is there, consumers are going to drive the companies to develop applications that suit their needs. So I think, as in any other market, there will be a big change in consumers and consumer experience when applications are downloaded to their phones.
That's it. Thank you. Thank you very much. Mr. Cherayanu, your comment on the same issue? In 1 minute.
Yeah. Okay. I was thinking, where are the old good times when the PC industry was, facing 2-digit growth, and actually 2010, 2011 were quite difficult years, and this year it is difficult as well, So looking for 2013, for example, and looking for Albania, first of all, from what we notice for Albania, there is a lot of room for growing in the PC market. Because if we are talking about the mobile market, where the penetration is really, really high, and things are, let's say, on the right way, also for the PC market, this is a lot of room of improvement. This is something that actually we would like to work with the mobile operators, and I have seen our friends, our partners, Eagle Mobile, Telecom, Vodafone, AMC, and we are working with them. We want to learn from them how to, how to run the mobile phones and tablets business, because this is where we are heading as well. And we want to support them how to sell our traditional, core business, which is the PC, because the PC is not dead. And when it's about PC for 2013, for us is Ultrabook, Touch, Convertible, and Windows 8. Because in our opinion, this is the best experience that a client can have it, and this is the best experience when it's about creating content and creating, having productivity. Of course, tablets and smartphones are important, and this is for consumption of the content. Thank you very much.